I can't believe he Ned Starked me. At least we still have the windmills. Act 3. Let's get into it. Oh wow, we're really going. Abigail! Dark words spread quickly the death of Lloyd Brightward. Within days, word reaches Abigail in the capital on one of their trade envoy trips. Though struck with grief over the loss of thy sibling, thou makes plans to leave on the morrow and return home to support the house and family in these dire times. Moving forward, you plan with Abigail. As a senior member of the house, you hold some authority on house matters, but not sweeping authority like the former lord. Okay. I had assumed I was going to play as the kid. Alright. Oh, how are you doing, High Lord? I wish you had helped a little more. Thou stands in the grand hall of Crest Hall, with echoes of waves crashing against the cliffs beyond the walls. 'Tis been several days since the news arrived, and the weight of it all weighs heavy on thy shoulders. High Lord watches with a furrowed brow, their gaze softened only by the glow from the torches. Abigail, it grieves me to see thee in such straits. Thy house has lost its lord far too soon. Gramercy for meeting me ere leaving for Brookton. I know thy need thee. I know they need thee. I cannot mince words, thy house is in turmoil, and thy duty is not only to mourn. House Brightward must remain and preserve, for thou stands betwixt mine most ambitious sworn houses. Were Carlbridge and Stock ever to become neighbors by somehow coming in control of Brookton, it would be constant bickering and bloodshed. I need thee to keep thy house standing by whatever means. Let's do this one. Thou thinks they want to take over Brookton. I doubt they would ever. I doubt they ever would overtly. Yet the weaker House Brightward is, the more influence in thy lands they can get. More like they would believe a new family with lordship over Brookton lands could be manipulated to be loyal to them. Easier than House Brightward. I tell thee this not because I fear it will happen, yet because reports I received make it sound like it wasn't an ordinary death thy lord's sibling suffered, but an assassination. By whom? Aye. Yet I know not more than thee. Thou must be the one to uncover the truth. I trust thee with thy local connections and good name throughout the valley to learn the truth better than mine inquisitors. Provide sufficient evidence of who ordered the death of my sworn lord, and I shall see to their punishment. I wonder who. Plague yet ever increases. Alright. We're zooping. And we're zooming. A somber homecoming. You still have your wooden horse, huh? Thou arrives home to a house and people wrapped in grief. The greetings are short and condolences are plenty. The dimly lit hall of Brookton feels colder than usual. Thorin sits at the foot of the grand chair once held by their lord parent. Their eyes downcast, small frame slumped with grief. Thou hast seen them grow since they were just a babe, yet now it is painfully apparent that they are still nothing more than a child. The young lord looks up as thou approaches, eyes red from tears. Though just returned from the capital, the familiar presence of family is not enough to ease the weight of their sorrow. Thorin. Why did they have to die? I am not ready. I know not what to do. Abigail, I'm scared. Alright. Let's see. Lord Parent's strength liveth with thee. Thou art young, does not want to be afraid. You have me. We cannot change what is done, but we can honor them with keeping the house strong. Let's go with the top one. Seems most uplifting of the three. They look up, lip trembling as they fight back their tears. They always said I was strong, I don't feel it. I'll try to be strong for them. Morale, taking a dump. Not really surprising. Though thou hast just returned home, the advisors insist on a meeting to discuss thy role. The matter of succession is clear. The late Lord acknowledged Thorin, their heir long ago, as the first child. 'Tis theirs by the laws of the whole Western Valley. Yes, this I do not dispute, yet we must admit these are dangerous times and we need someone more than a child at the head of the house. Abigail has served for years and is well known, a perfect Lord Regent to lead House Storm. House Storm? As the true heir learns and grows. Addison! This is supposed to be a variable. It's supposed to say House Brightward. Mary, our house has ne'er had a Lord Regent and doth not need one now. Abigail as a strong advisor and lordsman is all we need and ensures we avoid rumors of weakness in the succession. They continue to argue as thou stands at the crossroads of power and duty. Okay. So I can try and take the title of the Lord Regent, stay as lordsman, just stay as advisor, or just wipe my hands of it. So I'm going to assume that this choice is going to change how much authority I'm going to have to make choices. Can I trust the kid to do his duty? Probably not. And he's like, what, like 11? Well, let's just do it. We'll see. We'll see how well the kid does. Let's just stay as lordsman. Thorin is Lord of House Brightward. We'll see how that goes. The group nods, and a mix of relief and concern spread through the group. Very well, we shall all serve the young lord. As senior member of the house, we look to thee as the Lord's top advisor in fully support of their claim. Okay, yes, Abigail, Lordsman. I need thy help with all the meetings. I think that's okay. Some chuckle at the young lord's plea, yet Marden and Charles share a look of worry. Yeah, I mean, we're plague-stricken, and now without proper leadership, it would make sense to be worried. Let's see how bad we can get. Farmers are sick. Merchants are sick. Thankfully, my millers are going strong. Food goes down, gold goes down. Plans for a lord. My lord, there is much to attend to, yet we must find wow. Oof. That was brutal. Mine lords, there is much to attend to, yet we must first make plans for the coronation of the new lord. Rumors are rampant, and the people need to know their lord. The plague, though, is it safe? I don't want to fall ill. The guard can keep any afflicted from the noble family. So soon after attack on the noble family, it is important that the small folk see the house standing tall. Plague goes up. Money goes down if we do a public coronation. Or a private one. We need to limit the plague, I think, at this point. I think that's the most important thing. A public coronation, while sure would be nice, we're just gonna spread the sickness more. Private ceremony, let the town crier spread the word. In any other time, tradition would reign, yet with the valley in distress, it is no time for extravagant waste. I shall gather our messengers and provide them with notice to announce the new leadership of the house. Gramercy, the people will understand our caution. I shall work with the steward to find some way to commemorate the occasion throughout the town still. Oh, cool. A letter from Stock. I'm sure this isn't going to be terrible. To the grieving House Brightward, I send thee mine sincerest condolences on the death of me. The Western Valley lost a skilled and determined lord. I know that the challenges ahead are numerous, yet 'tis in times of great loss that we must rally our strength. House Stock stands beside thee in these uncertain days. With respect, Lord Philippa. I'm sure it probably wasn't your person who twisted the knife. I'm sure it was somebody else. Investigation witness. Eager to start thy investigation, thou meet with the master at arms in the storage room where the act took place. My blood is still on the ground. This be the place where it happened. I regret every day since that I was not faster to get here. I did not witness the killing itself, but they were stabbed with a dagger twice, once in the gut and another in the neck. The wounds were clean and precise, not the work of an amateur. The blade is lost, unfortunately, yet there was a peculiar note left behind. Alright, let's start from the top. Dagger is missing, no sign of anywhere. Nay, lordsman, the assassin died ere having a chance to hide it, and yet it seems somebody stole it away. To a common thief, nobody would bother hiding the weapon. The absence is intentional, yet there are no leads to who stole the dagger. Probably the man who murdered the assassin for little reason. Let's see what the note says. Thou picks up the note. It is on high-quality paper, written in fine penmanship. Note, to the Brightwards of Brookton, mind thy place, for a river that grows too wide swallows its own banks. A clear threat to thy house. Somebody doth not like to see thy succeed. The physical note and its contents all point to a noble house being behind the act. What are the servants? What have they seen? None of the servants noticed anything out of the ordinary. Many knew the assassin, but only as a co-worker. Seems that they kept to themselves. With hindsight, it is clear they did not belong here. While I do not trust the Whisperhead, it would be interesting to know what their network is hearing since the assassination. Regardless, somebody has to know something. There is no way they killed our liege lord without help. I hast seen enough. The master at arms bows and motions for servants to begin cleaning the room. Thou look over the scene a surge of grief, knowing that this 'twas the last place thy sibling drew breath. One thing is for certain, somebody powerful wanted thy sibling dead. Oh, we need to do something about this plague soon. Plague didn't go up for once, though. That's nice. Oh, good. Carl Bridge. What do you want? To House Brightward. The news of their passing has reached us, and though we have had our differences, there is no joy in the death of a fellow lord. I offer my respects to their memory and to thy house during this time of grief. I expect the young lord will find their way quickly. Humbly, Lord Aldous Carlbridge. Alright, let's coordinate somebody. The family and advisors of the house gather in the brightly lit throne room. Only one guest from is from outside the keep. A steward of the High Lord's own house is present to witness the event. Thorin stands flanked by their surviving family, Mary and Abigail, waiting nervously. It is by the will of the house, and in the name of our late lord, I name thee Thorin, rightful lord of Brookton. May thy reign be just and true. And to their advisors I charge thee to give them counsel and help them learn the way to being a just lord of the Western Valley. The words hang in the air for a moment and then it's done. There are no cheers, no banners flying, just the quiet shuffle of those in attendance bowing their heads. The silence feels heavier than it should, as if the weight of the plague and the recent assassination has dampened any sense of celebration. Oops. Oh, no. Oh no, I clicked the wrong button. For shame. Oh, no I didn't. Double for shame. Back to the top. Okay, no. I didn't. man, triple for shame. I was half right and half wrong the entire time. Here we go. Yeah, Whisperhead. Small folk has been informed, my lord. News of the coronation is all the talk in the streets. There are concerns, my lord. The small folk, they whisper. With the plague ravaging the valley and the lords passing so sudden, they wonder about the stability of the house. They worry that if the new lord will be able to protect... them. My mouth is going faster than my eyes. They do not trust me yet? In due time, they are just frightened and need to see thy deeds themselves. I will prove to them that I am not weak. I will. With that, the coronation of a new lord ends. Not with a celebration, but a whispered promise. Alright, we're in June now. No big change on the stat wheel. 12 sick, which is, what, about a quarter or so? Guesstimating? Maybe a little less. At the main bar, thou accompany the new lord for the first time to hear a petition from the small folk. They nervously look over to thee, anxious, but managing a small amount of composure. 3 farmers bow before thee, and the eldest of the group steps forward. My lord, we come begging ye for aid. Our sheep, thou hast all perished. We know not the cause, yet when I tried to sell the meat, none buy it for fear the sheep died of plague. They were our livelihood. Without them, we would be in desperate need. I see. What are we to do, though? The cause of death should be inspected and provide food in the meantime to the farmer. That's going to lower food, raise morale. Food is dipping a little low. Distribute the meat. The risk is minimal. Plague goes up, morale goes down, food goes up. Quarantine the farm. Cannot risk other farmers getting the same disease. Caution is wisdom here. We can't survive, lose all of our livestock. We're going to take a hit in all... well, plague going down is good. We take a hit in food and in gold. The gold can take the hit. Food, we're above the halfway mark. Morale goes up. Morale's also at halfway. I think I can take the hit here and just quarantine the entire farm just in case. Anything to bring plague down, I think, is our main objective here. Is to quarantine what we can. They're not going to be happy about it, but... I shall protect the people and farms. We must quarantine thou, and thy farm till this has passed. Please, my lord, we can't survive a quarantine of what is left at the farm. We'll have nothing. I'm sorry. I must protect people from this disease. The farmers leave in despair. Thorin looks to thee, struggling for the words, with words that should have been said to make things better. Ooh, that's a big hit on food. Plague goes down 0.5, though. That's nice. Gold takes a current hit. Long term still stays stable. So we are still supporting them. Plague going down. Oh, plague going down a lot, actually. That's nice. Okay. 2 of our farmers have recovered. 1 of our merchants. None of our army, though. Food goes up, gold goes up. Alright, that's doing pretty good. Got no real complaints with that. What do you have for me? House Steward approaches thee on the morrow with a schedule in their hands. Lordsman, good day to thee. The Lord hath a meeting this afternoon that thou should consider attending. A member of Marcave arrived, and word is they are expecting to renegotiate existing trade deals with us. Thou was originally hoping to meet with the Master of Arms this afternoon to interrogate the suspicious guard that killed the assassin without question. Okay, so we can either attend the meeting or investigate the guard. So how much do I trust the kid? Gold's doing alright. I assume if I don't investigate, the kid's going to make a mistake. We're going to lose some gold. Because they're not proficient in renegotiating trade deals. They are 11. Gold, but again, though, gold's doing good. I'm at, what 4.1 looks like long term? I think I can take the hit. Let's trust the kid. Let's go investigate the guard. Very well, I will ensure myself and the other advisors are with the young lord to assist. Let's interrogate. Alright. Martin Smith leads thee to the basement of the barracks where the guard that killed the assassin is being detained for questioning. Wow, I'm having a trouble today. Yes, proof. Maybe I should have gotten some water before I started recording this. Boots echoing off the walls, the guard, alone in a cell behind a locked gate. This is the one that stole thy vengeance. Put up a little fight when the rest of the guard crew wrestled them down after the act. The suspicious guard's eyes dart back and forth, slowly realizing who they are and the weight of the situation that they are in. Okay, so I wonder if I can go down this list or if this is, I can only ask so many things. Ooh. Okay. It's a bit meta, but I know what their excuse is going to be for the first one, so we're going to avoid that. Inquire about the assassin. Let's ask about the missing dagger. That's what I'm most interested in here. The assassin's weapon has gone missing. Did thou hide it or steal it away? They look at thee in genuine confusion. I was detained before I could even clean mine blade. The dagger was still in the assassin's hand when I was escorted out. There were many of the steward's servants in the room to tend to the lord's body. I 'twas nowhere near it. Yeah, I wish I could have asked all the questions. Accused of killing to cover up accepting bribe? That seems out of nowhere. Unless I missed a line somewhere. Accused of deliberately putting the Lord in danger? These options seem a little strange. I don't really have any reason to assume either one of them. If I had gotten to ask the question about them not supposed to be being on patrol duty instead, I could probably ask question 2. Or statement 2, not really question. Let's just do 2. Why not? Accused of deliberately putting the Lord in danger. The guard's breathing quickens, they stammer. I did not think that they would kill my liege lord, just needed somebody to look the other way for, I know not, nefarious deals or such. Where is this coming from? I feel like I missed a section. Because I just needed someone to look the other way for something. So something happened. I missed a trigger, or I missed a paragraph somewhere. Let's keep going. I volunteered to keep duty. I volunteered for keep duty to be close, yes, and knew of the servant's intentions to be alone, but I did not mean for blood to be spilt. Well, let's try this one then, I guess. I don't really know where it's coming from, but their eyes hit the floor in shame. I knew not of their plan, so when I saw what they had done, I could not let them talk and accuse me of being their accomplice. This entire section was slightly confusing. Thou leaves the guard, clear that the assassination was planned, but with more leads than answers at this point. The guard's quarters should be searched for evidence of the payment they received and to find if there is more to their story. The assassin's quarters should also be searched to try and determine who they worked for. Alright, let's see how the kid did. Plague. Okay, plague really dipping down. That's nice. Raids in the south. Yet more crap to deal with. Oh no! Hey. While working with thy master at arms of the barracks, a column of smoke south of the town grabs thy attention and brings thee to a group of panicked peasants. In the distance, a homestead is burning, with no hopes to save it. My lords, we beg thee to listen. Brigands has struck. Our homesteads destroyed shall be burnt to ash. They've taken livestock, grain, everything. Really, we must do something. We must smash some raiders. The young lord's enthusiasm is bold and brash. How will thou act? Okay, so we got options here. Ride out and bring the raiders to justice. Negotiate with the raiders and offer a bribe of food. Or request house stock. Do anything. Raiders are not mindless. This is not a fight we face alone. I don't trust house stock at the moment. Also, like I know I'm doing an honorable run, but this seems just a bit much. Like they burned this house down. What do we have a standing army for if not for something like this? We ride. The Lord's eyes light up as this is what they've always dreamed about, being Lord of... God! I cannot say the lines today. My apologies. Thorin's eyes light up as if this is what they always dreamed about. Dreamed being Lord of a House Brightward would be about. Yes, we shall ride out at once. Show them that Brookton answers when its people are threatened. I will gather the soldiers by the morrow. We shall clear their camp and bring them to justice. This is why I shouldn't do 2 of these episodes in a row. It really does work over the throat a bit. I don't know how people who stream 8 hours a day do that. Lord Brightward, finally with a moment alone, sits down with thee to give an update on the Marcave meeting. Abigail, I know the stewards told thee that the meeting with House Marcave last week went fine, but it was more than they told you. They wanted to raise the prices on tools we buy. Plague's got them short on materials, they said. I tried to tell them it weren't fair, but they said, if we don't take the deal, they'll just sell to Carlbridge. I thought maybe I could make them agree to send us more tools if we gave them more grain. They just laughed, calling me a kind-hearted lordling that doesn't understand the cost of metal. It was all they could manage to explain. The steward intervened and discussed the terms with them to have the price increase. Thou comforts Thorin, they are still learning after all, and it will take time for the valley to see them as something more than a child. Okay, so we take a pretty substantial hit here on gold. Long term goes down an entire unit. Okay, we got some investigation leads. Multiple leads that can be investigated. Which does thou wish to pursue? The others can be investigated at a later time. Okay, so we can either look at the traitor guards' private quarters or the assassins. I'm more interested at this point in the assassins. Alright. Excellent choice, my lord. Thank you. Thank you, game. I needed that. I needed the boost. Thou moves with purpose into the small shared servants' quarters, a modest room with 2 beds and a simple table between them. The assassin's possessions are still here, mixed in with the belongings of another servant who watches uneasily from the other side of the room. A curt nod from thy steward helps to put them at ease. Gramercy, Mara. We will be on our way shortly. You just need to look through things here before they are taken out. Mara, the servant that stay with thee, do thou know them well? Not well, my lord. They kept to themselves most times. Yet, there was someone in town they would meet with from time to time, a friend, or so I thought. I never asked too much. Who is this person? Sorry, my lord. I do not know them, only where they would meet, out by the stables, and usually near the end of the day. Thou nods and makes a note to follow up on this lead. Search the room for clues. What we got? There's not much in the room for possessions. Normal for a servant that have not been with the house long. Open little treasure chest. That's nice. As thou explore, thou found a leather satchel in the of the assassins in their chest. At the bottom is a secret pocket. Within, a map of Brookton is found. It is well made, and the detail is astonishing. It outlines everything from guard patrol routes to the layout of Lord Deceased's chambers, along with side streets, key entrances, and even escape routes from the keep. Glayman, what do you make of this? The steward steps forward to look at the map. Their normally composed demeanor replaced by shock. It is a whole map of Brookton. How did they get this? The longer thou stares at the map, the clearer the truth becomes. The assassin was extremely well connected to have such a possession. Even worse, though, is the implication that the creator of the map knew things about House Brightward that nobody outside the house could know. Alright, so it's someone on the inside. It's gonna be my own consort, watch. What a true twist of knife that would be. Thou thanks Mara for the intrusion and leaves through the door. Keep going down, Plague. Keep going down. Yes! Long-term 0.7. We're really doing well here. We have more investigation leads. Those seem the most interesting. Let's save that for last this time. Letter from Marcave. Ah, finally, Lordsman Brightward, thy steward was wroth with me for refusing to deliver this to them. Yet mine lord insisted I deliver this directly to thee. Thou thank the messenger and take the letter to thy private quarters to read undisturbed. Letter, Lordsman, we grieve alongside thee, for the passing of thou, Lord, has left a hollow in the western valley that cannot be filled easily. Yet there is something I must admit, though it troubles me to do so. Some weeks before the dreadful news of thy lord's death, I received a request from Lord Carlbridge. They asked that one of their novice traders join our trade caravan heading to Brookton as a favor. I thought little of it at the time, believing it to simply be a matter of convenience. Yet when mine traders returned, they informed me that the Carlbridge trader had disappeared while in Brookton. We thought not of it. Such things happen on the road. Yet in light of recent events, I fear they may have used my trade caravan as cover to enter thy town unnoticed. It may be not more than coincidence, yet I have learned to never underestimate the cunning of our neighbors. I bear no love for House Carlbridge, and I am taking a great risk by telling thee this. May thy house find strength in these dark days. Sir Marcave. If true, this letter is proof that another noble house has used deceit to get one of their own near thy house unannounced. Thou tuckst the letter safely in with thy belongings for safekeeping. It may prove useful as evidence depending on what more thy learn. Okay. Carlbridge. Alright. Swift strike. Let's see how the barbarians were dealt with. Mine lord, I am pleased to report the brigands in the southern woods have been dealt with. It may as well have been a training exercise. The standing army we command made short work of routing their camp. Curiously, there was a patrol from House Stock that was also looking for the camp. We sent them home after confirming we had it under control, yet I would keep an eye on them. They had good intent, but they still marched and they are... My apologies. But they still marched an armed force throughout lands belonging to House Brightward unannounced. Honor still maxed. Can't break the 5.0. Military strength goes up. Investigation leads available. Let's see what else we can learn. Which does thou wish to pursue? Alright, so we can go back to the Trader Guard's quarters. Meet with our friendly, hopefully, Whisperhead. The map, I think, of these is the most interesting to me. or search for the assassin's friend, who we don't know what they look like, only where they met. I think the map is our best bet here. Attempt to determine the origins of the assassin's map. Search for a map maker. Standing in the courtyard, waiting for the castellans to join thee, you look over the map found in the assassin's quarters. The lines were too precise, the landmarks too well drawn, and there were notes on the keep's defenses that only someone with intimate knowledge could have recorded. This map was more than just a tool, it was betrayal. Lord Wesman, thou requested to see me. Handing them the map, thou explains it was in the assassin's possession and likely used to plan the hit. Does thou recognize this map? What do you make of the details? Let's go with details. The details on this map are astonishing. The care put into it is immense. Every structure, alley, defense we hast, it is on here. This is not the creation of idle curiosity, yet intent and calculated planning. Is it possible a local made this? I'd have to imagine so. This is no commoner sketch. Whoever made this had access to knowledge that few possess. Even the construction laborers lack access to this level of planning. No, the hand that made this map belongs to someone with higher authority. Someone who knows the inner workings of the keep intimately. Which means the traitor is close. I need thou to find them. Use thy expertise and find who close to us created this. Charles meets thy eyes, cold and unflinching, understanding the weight of this command. Consider it done. I shall be discreet, so the creator cannot hide. So who has betrayed me? Addison, when you're watching this, know that I am deeply upset with you that you've done this to me. I knew this game wasn't going to be some happy slice-of-life adventure, yet perhaps still a part of me did. And then you murdered me. At least I still have the windmills. It's going to be my consort, isn't it? Hopefully it's not my Master of Arms, I like him. Plague, long-term 0. Alright, we're looking good there. Got a guard back. Farmer back, another merchant back. Military, food, and gold all increase. We have poachers. Day's agenda. We gotta get food up. I assume it's gonna go up a little bit once our farmers get full back in the swing of things, but it's not looking good. It is a cool morning in Brookton, and a few trusted hunters kneel before Abigail and Thorin in the keep's audience chamber. My lords, we has been finding traps along the northern woods, and not ones we have set. Poachers, we reckon. Every time we get close to catching them, they slip across the river into Carlbridge lands. They know the terrain well, like ghosts they are. They are from Carlbridge. Hast thou seen or known them here? They shake their heads. It is unclear if they are part of thy neighbor's house, or simply bandits. Okay, so I could see them being Carlbridge retinue. Obviously he has very little problems with invading my lands and taking my stuff. But now is not really the time to really poke that wasp nest, I feel. Send guards to patrol and catch the poachers. We have the military strength for that, I think. Send a letter to Carlbridge to secure their woods. That won't do shit. Or offer a bounty. So that'll cost gold. Let's send the guards. We have the military strength for it. And everyone's getting better now. Yeah, we can catch them and protect our woods. I shall gather a team. Hath no worries, under no circumstance will we kill anybody. We need proof of poaching. Not another bloody encounter with Lord Carlbridge. Thank goodness. 3 guards go to poacher patrol. Day's agenda. We got. It is a rare slow day in the keep. The plague is loosening its grip on the valley, and the number of petitioners was smaller than normal. Lordsmen, we hast extra time for once. Those trade documents we worked on previously, they hurt my head after staring at them for so long. I can't follow the web of names and who is who. Me too, kid. Me too. I know thou was busy searching for who is behind the assassin. Yet can thou take a break today and help me learn the trade relations thou knows so well? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, part of this is we gotta train the kid up. As interesting as the investigation is, if the kid can't do trade relations well, the house is doomed. Teach Thorin the complicated trade relations with thy house is involved in. Gramercy! I will get paper and quill and meet thee shortly. After hours with a map, the young lord begins to grasp the names and allegiances of the minor houses and families with goods in the region. 'Tis good to see them put honest effort into learning the business side of the house, even if they still have a ways to go. Yeah. Plague continuing to go down. Nobody got unsick, unfortunately. Cure for plague. Investigation due soon. Ooh, so I'm gonna have to make a. I assume I'll probably have to go to whatever medieval court is like. Let's do the lead first. Thou has multiple leads. What does thou wish to pursue? The Trader Guard's private quarters or the Assassin's Friend? Let's go for the Assassin's Friend. I think this is a long shot, but let's go for it. Another excellent choice, my lord. Thank you. Thank you. How kind. Oh, search for stranger. Oops. Wade Goodacre, I'm sure you are doing great. You're not who I want to talk to. Excuse me, sir. The search for the Assassin's Friend starts off slow. The stable hands knew of a person, but they aren't from Brookton and did not know a name. My lord, they ne'er talked to us, yet I remember they always had a dark green cloak on. Ne'er seen something like it, like that ear for ear. Ear for ear. After thanking them for the info, they continued thy search throughout the town looking for anybody that knew of somebody matching that description. Nah, my lord, I knew not too many traders from the farms with food for winter to notice somebody. Bookkeep, I'm sorry, my lord, I try not to spend time with the outsiders. Bad luck with the plague and all. Bookkeep, that's barkeep. With hope dwindling and a dead end facing myself, a stroke of luck comes in the form of a fruit trader on the edge of town. Aye, that green cloaked trader from the rural farms, I've seen them. Get a small number of berries from them. I know not who they serve, yet they come by every fortnight. Like to see them in a week from now, late afternoon most likely. A trader from outside thy lands meeting regularly with the assassin. It seems they likely bring more than just berries to town when they visited. With nothing left but to wait till they are in town again, thou tell the merchant to keep an eye out for them, and make thy way back to the keep. Here for the plague, let's see what we got. Seeing a crowd gather in the market square, thou goes to check it out with the lord and a couple of guards. There is a merchant on a box commanding the crowd's attention. From the wagon and gear beside them, they appear to be a merchant from out of town. They hold aloft a small, gleaming bottle, the contents of which shimmer in the sun unnaturally. Peasant woman, my daughter, she has not eaten in days. Can it really rid her of plague? But of course, good woman, this elixir has cured kings and queens. What be the worth of thy daughter's life? For a mere handful of coins she shall live and laugh once more. Thorin looks to thee uncertainly. Could this really work? It seems like a dream for it to be so simple. Oof. Well, this is definitely a scam. This is some snake oil salesman. Shut down the merchant, accuse him of fraud. Test the elixir for the crowd to see. I kind of want to do this one. This one seems fun. The plague's already dying out. The long term of it is zeroed out. And I feel like if I take the first option and simply shut them down and accuse them of fraud, people won't take to that well. Meanwhile, if I prove that it doesn't work, there won't be as much of like a morale blowback. Test the elixir. Is there a volunteer? A sickly old man steps forward, gladly drinking the contents. Nothing happens immediately. Some peasants whisper nervously, others look disappointed. Miracles take good time, folk. The cure will work, just have faith. To the dismay of the merchant, it is too late. The crowd slowly disperses, and only a few truly desperate souls buy the elixir. Honor goes up. Morale goes down. Alright. Let's see how long I have in the investigation. As thine investigation continues, there is little time remaining before the High Lord is expecting thee to return with proof of an assassination. Thou hast only this turn and the next to investigate leads. 'Tis of utmost importance to not waste these opportunities. Alright. Well, let's see if we can snag our green-cloaked, fruit-trading friend next week. Current, long-term still zeroed out. Still got six sick people. Okay, let's do the investigation first. It's the most pressing. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to grab the contact here. Another excellent choice, my lord. The green-cloaked trader. The sun hung low in the sky over the dusty marketplace of Brookton as Abigail waited, hood drawn at the edge of the square. Eventually, Thou's patience pays off as the green cloak fluttered into view, moving through the locals. The trader, carrying a heavy satchel of goods, looking just like any other merchant. Thou overhears the vendor thy converse with call them Jeb. When they finish at the furthest stall, Thou step directly in their path, interrupting their retreat. Alright, what we got? Thou art not from around here. I make an effort to know who we trade with. Nice to meet thee. I hear thou is a friend of a person of interest around here. Mind if we talk? Let's skip the pleasantries. I know you have been working with them. Now you are going to tell me everything. So how aggressive do I want to be here? We can take the middle ground, or we can take... I'm afraid if I take the super aggressive route, they're just going to flee. And if they flee, I might not catch them. We'll go middle ground here. Mind if we talk? They look around, seeing no way to avoid Thou's questions, and appear nervous in thy presence. Nay, I know not of who we both know, yet I shall try. Demand to search the bag for evidence. Demand to see their ledger of trade partners. Interrogate their relationship with the assassin. I can't assume I'm going to be able to do all of these. And there's no real... I don't know for sure if they're still going to have anything on their persons. Let's just cut to the nitty-gritty here. The assassin. Thou knew them well by the sounds of things. Do not deny it, we hast proof of it. The trader's demeanor shifts. Seeing no use in denying it, they take a matter-of-fact tone. I hast known them for years. The friendship has grown more profitable over the years, admittedly. Not that I was involved in any of their dealings. I merely was a convenient deliveryman. May the gods recognize them, that they are just a pawn and did not deserve their end. Thou presses the trader for who they deliver messages for to the assassin. I can't tell thee that. Nobody hires a messenger that thou cannot keep their secrets. Let's chop his legs off. That'll give him the talk. Honorable run is done. Ledger of Trade Partners, I assume, is probably going to be the best option here. I do not think I will be allowing that. I apologize, my lord, yet I must be going. Their confidence is likely a ploy to try to escape without incident. No. No, we're not letting him leave. No, thou hast coming with me. I hast more to know from thee. I believe thou hast made a mistake. If you think you can arrest me without a fight, you're wrong. A figure steps out from the shadows, an armed bodyguard, concealed until now. Weapons draw, take a step in front of the traitor. Thou art armed, yet no guards are immediately available to help. Come on, Abigail. You're supposed to be a badass. We are not letting this go. They're gonna murder the lordsman in the middle of town square and think they're gonna get out of town alive? Absolutely not. Drawing your sword, thou stares down the bodyguard. Thou should know, I am not afraid of a fight. The clash is brief, yet fierce. Steel rings out through the market, and with a swift strike, thou cuts down the bodyguard, who hits the ground with a grunt. Now, as I said, thou art coming with me. Confined to a small cell in the basement of the barracks, Abigail and the whisperhead Megmatius enter to find Jeb the traitor nervously awaiting their arrival. Jeb, thou hast been caught within thine own web of deceit. Yet thy life need not end in pain. Speak truth, and thou shalt find refuge within Brookton from whomever wishes for thee to remain silent. Jeb, caught off guard by the offer, stammers that they will speak the truth for thy mercy. Tell me about thy relationship and arrangement. We go back years. They were just another worker when I met them. But they knew people above our station and got mixed up in their schemes for promises of riches. They were good at being invisible. Nobody suspected a thing. I did not partake in the scheming. 'Twas simply their delivery man to get messages to them. I never read them, else I would have known we needed out. Whom did thou deliver messages for? Who gave orders? I trade all over the valley, yet my name must have been whispered to those in need of discretion, because I had many who wanted more than just produce delivered. Thou can check my logbook. I visit Bridgemont most, and have the most messages from there. I know not who. They operate secretly, and have me deliver to hidden caches rather than people. Bridgemont is from Carlbridge. Dead drops for whisper ears to pick up. I will want to know of these caches later. The ones from mine friend, the assassin. Those came from Stockholm. Why does that not surprise me? It was ne'er the same person to meet me, but they insisted I come here urgently to deliver to the assassin. Sometimes it was messages, sometimes it was money, but always unmarked. Their logbooks back up these claims. Every Stockholm visit was followed by a stop in Brookton, including their current trip. I will want to read all the messages thou hast now. Reviewing the letters, there is much that makes little sense, but Megmatius appears engrossed in their details. Very interesting. It appears there are quite a few rats among us. Outside of the standard whisper ear correspondence, one note in particular catches thy attention. Disorder breeds opportunity. Keep the valley in chaos. Keep Brightward in check. More will follow. This note, who's it meant for? Studying the letter, they check a cryptic note on their schedule to confirm. They had not a name, just a location, a cache I has not used before. They show the whisperhead a spot on a crudely drawn map. Curious. Why continue contact after the assassin is dead? There must be others involved still. We shall has to find who knows of this cache. 'Tis a grim thought. The possibility that the assassination was just a part of a bigger plot want to say ploy for some reason. The room falls into a heavy silence. There is nothing more to be gained from Jeb the informant. They answered everything asked, with every answer pointing to House Stock. Lordsmen, I believe it is time to go soon. What is to be done with them? Despite promising safety, the Whisperhead stands quietly aside as Jeb's face becomes frantic and pleads for thy mercy. How much do I want to hold on to my honorable run? If we execute him, we don't have to worry about him turning tail or telling somebody what we did. If we honor the promise, we run the risk that he's going to go run and tell his informants. Or, alternatively, maybe we could turn to our side. Maybe he'll become useful later. I'll honor the promise. I gave you my word, and my word I will keep. Thou waves a hand, and the Whisperhead gives them direction to meet with them in their quarters for arrangements. Ere leaving, the Whisperhead turns to thou in private. Quite the story they tell. 'Tis would not be strange for a trained spy to lie to protect their true employer. Dost thou trust this one for their word? Even if the evidence is a lie, it is damning and powerful. It is up to thee to decide whether to use the evidence when meeting with the High Lord soon. Poachers, what we got? One of the hunters from before is waiting in the courtyard by the barracks to give a report. My lord, thanks to thy efforts, we have seen no signs of the poachers that were once stealing game from the North Woods. The cowards hast not shown their face since it was announced thy noble house had taken notice. Whilst it would have been satisfying to see them pay for their crimes, we have yet have the woods to ourselves again. Gramercy. Poachers go back to guards. The plague continues to go down. We're at 0.8, less than 1 unit. Okay, we got 3 farmers back. Nice. Yes, food goes up. Okay, we have to accuse somebody. It seems like it's going to be Stock. After a hard week's journey, thou arrives to Crest Hall, and is admitted to see the High Lord. Seated on the throne of the Western Valley, the High Lord greets thee with a somber yet serious tone. Lordsman, 'tis good to see thee in good health. I hast assembled my closest advisers to hear thy findings in thine investigations into thy siblings' untimely murder. Is there such a thing as a timely murder? Standing beside the High Lord are familiar faces. 2 of the 3 High Lord's swords are in attendance, Sir Godfrey Mallister and Sir Mary Bennington. The High Steward is also present, Harold Bennington, ready to record the evidence. The murder of a noble lord is a wound upon the Western Valley, and justice has yet to be recognized. Tell me, hast thou found cause to lay blame upon any house for this treachery? We have. I think we're gonna go with Stock. Carlbridge is, again, kind of an a-hole, but I have much harder evidence against Stock than anybody else, and somebody has to be blamed for this. So I'm not gonna decline to accuse anybody. Okay, no, we'll go back on it now. I accuse House Stock, my liege. Thou hast used my siblings' death as a means to their own end, to destabilize Brookton and grow their influence at our expense. Sir Mary furrows their brow and studies you carefully. A bold accusation. What evidence dost thou possess to support such a claim? Okay, we got a lot. How many of these do I get to pick? Or is it... I assume I get multiple? I'm gonna do the informant's confession. Upon full interrogation of the informant was working with the assassin, confessed that the messages that were coming from contacts in Stockholm. They hadn't names, yet Mind Whisper had corroborated that the informant's telling of the exchanges was how the nobles of Stockholm operate. Pretty damning evidence. Close enough on its own in mine eye. What else? They always visited Stockholm prior to the assassination. That's a good one. Every time the informant supplying the assassin with funds and information met with them, it was immediately preceded by a visit to Stockholm. 'Tis clear they were immediately delivering information after their visit with their stock contacts. This sounds like more than just coincidence. Strong evidence. What else? Okay, what else we pick here? Let's do the map. In the assassin's possession was a map of Brookton that no commoner could have made or obtained. They had powerful friends that used subterfuge to learn everything an assassin would need and provide it to them. Shows ill intent from a neighbor. No reason to get that information. What else? Do the dagger. The dagger used by the assassin was stolen and hidden away from us. No common murderer would bother with concealing a murder weapon. Further proof that a noble house pulled the strings and wanted to clean up evidence. Useful, but nowhere near enough by itself to prove it was them. What else? I guess this one? The assassin had a friend that was used as an informant to deliver messages back and forth. They were paid above and beyond for their secrecy. Hardly out of the ordinary. Only suspicious because their friend was the assassin. I wonder if I should even be doing all of these. Let's do this. Wow. This is what I get for recording 2 episodes in a row. The informant the assassin worked with had additional letters delivered to Brookton. Even after the assassination, there was an order to continue sowing chaos for House Brightward. The assassination was not a one-off vendetta, yet a larger plot against mine house and people. A larger conspiracy. There certainly has no lack of ambition, so it matches. What else? Do I bother with Carlbridge? I feel like if I say that, it'll undermine my accusation I just had against Stock. Let's finish with this. Are thou sure? After we leave this room, there is no room for additional testimony. Does the Carlbridge thing even help? I mean, no, we're going to go with what we have. Go on, gut. Very well, thou hast given us much to think about. Mine advisors and I shall meet in private to discuss thy accusation. Once we have finished, I shall hold court later today and announce mine ruling. Arrangements, Mitch, come on. Arrangements are made for the nobles and house representatives present in the capital of the pending announcement. Thou is left to wait in the throne room with everybody else, as the fate of your claim hangs in the balance. Alright, what's the judgment? The great hall of Cresthall Keep is filled with an expectant buzz as nobles, merchants, and townsfolk gather to witness the High Lord's proclamation. The long stone chamber echoed with the murmurs of the crowd, wildly guessing out what could be of such import to hold court on such short notice. Scanning the room, thou spot representatives and relatives of House Stock and Carlbridge, yet their lords and nobles are not present. most like not aware of today's events. Good folk of Crest Hall and the Western Valley, we gather here this day to address a grievous crime. The assassination of Lord Brightward be a foul wound on our valley, and it be the duty of this court to seek justice. Lordsman Abigail, in the name of House Brightward, brought to mine council today their findings in their investigation for mineself to hear and judge. I has found their evidence compelling and damning. House Stock hath conspired in the shadows to commit this treacherous act. The evidence is clear, their hand guided the dagger, and for that the head must pay. Gathering their composure after waiting for the murmurs throughout the hall to die down, the High Lord stands tall. Let it be known throughout the Western Valley, by the decree of the High Lord of the Western Valley, Sir Beauregard Bennington, their head of house and lord's life forfeit to answer for this crime. Sir Mary Bennington, thou art to ride with Lordsman Abigail to Stockholm and bring Sir Philippa Stock to justice. Let this be a warning to all who would conspire against their kin. Justice is inevitable. Oh, shit. I hope I picked right. I really hope I picked right. I mean, Philippa Stock did straight up poison a dude and then kind of killed him and seemed sketchy as all hell. So it's probably still for the benefit of the realm that we, kill him. But we'll see. Accompanied by a small group of the High Lord's personal guard, they make for Stock lands with Sir Mary Bennington. There's no way we're just gonna get to, cut their head off, right? This is gonna, cause, war. Sir Mary Bennington, what be the meaning of this? Thou wish to not die alone. Here we go. I click next. Sir Philippa Stock, thou doth come with a message of justice, yet what justice is there when lies and jealousy guide the High Lord's hand? I shall not surrender my lands or my life to false accusations. The High Lord hath failed, and in their decree means naught to me. The soldiers behind the defiant Lord stand at attention, easily outnumbering the High Lord's troop, and in fierce devotion to their lord. Sir Mary, Sir Philippa Stock, by thy liege lord's command thou is found guilty of orchestrating an assassination. This can end clean. Thy house need not fall. Face thy punishment with honor. Mine house need not fall, for I shall not suffer this insult. The High Lord has shown themselves unfit to rule by allowing such a farce to proceed, and so we shall no longer follow. Thou wish to punish me for a crime I hath not committed? Well, come take mine head then. These soldiers will not let their lord die in vain. So be it. As a traitor to the valley, thy words only condemn thy house and family. With tensions rising, Sir Mary Bennington gives the order to retreat before anybody makes a mistake that can't be taken back. Yeah, figured that was going to happen. Alright, Mary, what do you got for me? Safely back on the main road, Sir Mary Bennington stops the group to talk with thee before parting ways. I feared this day would come, foolish to think they would bow to a troop of the High Lord's knights. Thy house hath suffered much, yet war is coming, and thy High Lord will have need of every loyal house. Go home, gather thy strength. Ensure thy house is united, and know the High Lord shall not stand idly by. With a bow they leave, as they head north of the capital, and now races home to the south to prepare thy house. Lord Stock rebels against the High Lord. Achievement! Okay. The Plague. Point 1. We're not quite done with it yet. Let's see how this act wraps up. Upon returning to Brookton, news of Lord Stock rebelling against the High Lord spreads quickly like wildfire. In response, thou calls a meeting of the advisors to discuss preparations in case it breaks into all-out war. Our border with the rebel house has everyone nervous. We are doing our best to assuade those fears, yet many worry of a child lord during wartime. They only fear it because we treat Lord Brightward as a child. Everyone has witnessed Abigail over their shoulder at every turn. Worse yet, Abigail Brightward, exercising unquestioned power over the investigation of the assassination, has undermined the authority of the rightful lord of this house. Glayman. Don't make me kill you. Don't be the betrayer. Tis time we stand fully behind Lord Brightward and have Abigail resume their role as lordsman and emissary to the High Lord in the capital. Faith in our Lord, aye, but we cannot ignore the truth before us. War is no place for a youth, and the wolves at our door will devour us if we let them scent weakness. Our soldiers and people need a seasoned leader, one who can command respect and one with the experience to guide us through this chaos. Martin speaks the truth. We need Abigail now more than ever. We can manage questions of loyalty to thy lord, yet we canst not survive with inexperience and uncertainty in leadership. 'Tis high time Abigail was named Lord Regent. In peacetime we can revisit. Do I not go to say? I know I can do this. I has learned much these last months, and if thou stand by mine side, I can lead. Oh God. The decision stands with me. The room awaits. What will Abigail's role be moving forward? Oh, goodness. Stay as lordsman. I play as Thorin going forward. Or rise to Lord Regent. Oh! You're gonna make me choose this? Okay, hold on. I need a minute. If I play as Thorin, I'm a child. People don't trust children, especially in wartime. You want an 11-year-old leading your army? Absolutely not. But it's the honorable play. If I play as Abigail, morale shoots way up. We need experience to lead the lower region with full authority to get us through this rebellion. We need unity. Oh. We'll have double morale up, and a morale down of some varying nature. Damn you, Addison, making me pick things. Well, we wanted to be honorable. Our honor's still maxed out. It'll probably kill us in the end, but we follow through. We're gonna play. I guess we're playing as Thorin with our little wooden horse. Oh God, what am I doing? A wise choice. Thou hast helped us get to this point. Now it is time to trust in Lord Brightward. Very well. Nothing makes a lord better than trial by fire, I suppose. Abigail bows, embracing their nibbling, and swearing vows to support them and represent the house at the High Lord's side. Moving forward, you shall play as Lord Thorin. Abigail will be returning to the capital to support the High Lord in the name of House Brightward. Okay, morale does go up. We got an achievement for playing as the young lord. Okay, so the kid is not so incompetent that everyone loses their mind. Alright, and that's Act 3. We are preparing for war as a child. I'm sure it will all be fine. Alright, I'll see you for Act 4. probably not going to record that today. My throat's starting to hurt. Talking for this long is difficult. Go figure. Alright, see you soon.